The deadline to file your 2015 tax return is coming up quickly.
And if those among you who have still not submitted your documents to the IRS, well, there are some changes you need to be aware of. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates joins us now with more on the story. Bobeth?
Well, if you're counting, you still have 10 days, 5 hours, and 58 minutes to file your 2015 tax return. And while many began the process a while and the countdown is on, there are some changes that you need to remember for this year's guidelines.
Forms 1095B, C, and A, they don't really know what to do with them, but that's so that we can figure out whether or not they have to pay a penalty.
Local accountant Kathy Hargreaves is with Kirkring, Barbario and Company. The firm has been helping people file their taxes since the 70s, and as the tax laws evolve, the organization has assisted people with navigating the new regulations, among them the new mandatory documents required by the Affordable Health Care Act.
Everybody is required to have health insurance now, and the penalty's gone up from last year, which was sort of an intro penalty year. And now it's quite expensive, and so people do need to be aware of that.
Those with health insurance are now required to prove it by completing a 1095A, B, or C. The 2015 tax year also shows changes in the income tax threshold, with an increase in the highest tax rate to 39%. There's also an increase in the amount an employee can contribute tax-free to a 401k. But one of the biggest changes is the deadline to get the documents into the IRS.
It's Monday, April 18th instead of the 15th. There's an extension because there's a holiday in Washington, D.C., so everybody else has a little bit extra time to file.
Despite the extra few days, Hargreaves says anyone who hasn't filed their taxes yet should start organizing the necessary documents, a process for some that could be stressful and time-consuming. But for others, it's just another item on today's to-do list.
I've been filing since I was 16, and I'm now 83, so I'm getting used to doing it. It sort of has to be done.
Now again, this year's tax deadline is April 18th. Now officials say if you don't think you're going to make that deadline, you can always file an extension, but that also has to be done pretty soon.